but not going to be beloved. That is Tommy Lugauer, executive producer of the Evan and Tiki Show at WFAN, and the only true Knicks fan on the show, I think you would say, right?
Oh, absolutely. By the way, guys, before I got into the wonderful studios here at WIP, Sixers ownership was outside giving away tickets, so I was able to grab a free one. I sold it for $150. So thank you to the Sixers ownership. I thought this was a big, bad sports town. I didn't realize you guys were wimps and can't make it to a game on a Thursday night. Now, we just realized that the Knicks want this series more. We, the fans, want this series more. Our city wants it more.
Just because,
we're hungry.
Because you spend a lot of money on tickets, it means you want it. Oh, you guys, and you know this, and you won't admit it because you'll do your little tough guy act, but deep down, after you blew that game, you guys are terrified. It's the reason that you've cried about Embiid the whole time. It's the reason that
Embiid's a punk.
It's the reason that you tried to get him thrown out of the game. It's interesting to me that a fan base with a history of rough and tumble 90s Knicks, we hurt everyone, we get in fights, cry like a bunch of babies when one guy does one thing that's a little rough. You guys are pathetic, and you know that you're scared.
Spike, I'm glad you brought that up, because if you could show me the video where Charles Oakley or Anthony Mason kicks somebody in the nads like your boy Embiid does. This dude has a fetish for going below the belt. They played rough, tough basketball within the confines of 90s basketball. This dude is allowed to do whatever the hell he wants. Draymond Green is vilified for it, and Embiid can get away with anything out there.
Josh Hart knocks somebody over or pushes them down when they're bending over every single game. Josh Hart is basically a 90s NHL-style goon.
That's physical basketball. Your stuff is punk, cheap stuff, and you know it.
Right.
And you know it. Stuff. He's allowed to get away with it because the league loves him, because he's a top 5 player in the league. No doubt about it, he has a talent, although in the fourth quarter he disappears. By the way, I've been working on my Joel Embiid impression. Dude is gas. You can't find him in the fourth quarter. He was the best player on the Knicks team the other night. I couldn't wait for them to give him the basketball.
You mean the game they lost?
Yeah, the quadruple.
The game they lost.
Yeah, Maxey
The game they lost.
Yeah, Maxey
The game they lost. The game they lost when your hero,
Jalen
Jalen Brunson, threw the ball into the crowd in overtime because he is so determined to be the guy, to get all the credit, to be, the best Knick since Melo, which is truly the most pathetic thing anyone could say. Who cares about being the best Knick since Melo? The best team in the history of your franchise lost in the finals. That's where you're coming from.
JB came down here, ripped your heart out, and ate it, and tonight we pick up the bones. And you're quoting Richard Jefferson, who's part of the coalition of Knick haters, of course, led by Evan Roberts, who hosts our show. Spike Eskin is involved in that coalition. Richard Jefferson, who's a total bozo. He should not be calling Knick games because he's out there making excuses for your boy Embiid. The Knicks are coming here tonight. We are invading your building, even though that stunt your ownership pulled, and they're hiding behind the guise of giving it out to first responders. Please, we all know it's lame. I'm sure your audience thinks it's lame that they bought up all these tickets because they know we're invading and we're taking over tonight, and there's not a damn thing any of you can do about it.
So our ownership, lame, buying tickets for fans. Your ownership, getting accused of sexual harassment, playing gigs with his own band, and banning people from the venue. I know we want to talk about management, but you have the most embarrassing management in all of professional sports. So much so that if you were to do a dictionary definition of bad management, there would be a picture of Jim Dolan right in the middle of it. So you can make fun of the management here and the fans here all you want, but you guys are a bunch of mouth-breathing dirtballs that celebrate after first-round game victories because you're so pathetic and you're so starved that you think the championship is beating a 7 seed in the first round. You guys are embarrassing.
Hold on, do we all
biggest city in the world, the #1 city, and your best player is the 16th best player in the league, and you guys are celebrating first round.
Jalen Brunson's not the 16th player, best
17th.
Do we all want to stand
17th.
up and give a standing ovation to Trey Turner? How embarrassing is that, by the way? I thought this was a rough and tough city. I don't want to hear about the mouth breathers up in New York City. Down here in Philadelphia, where basically, in the 80s, you had to fear for your life to come down here. Now we give guys standing ovations in baseball. The Knicks are as well-run an organization as there is right now in the NBA. Oh, the other team that we allow to share the building, the Rangers, just as well-run organization, both in the playoffs right now, both cooking, both getting to the next round. And yeah, we celebrate. You know why? Because we have passion, something this city used to have that they lost a long time ago. Because I remember when Philly didn't win a lot of championships, and they had hunger, and they had fight, and they had passion, and they had dogs down here. Now they don't because they've won. They've gotten fat, they've gotten content, and they don't care anymore. They don't go to the games. We have dudes, we have dogs. We're going to do damage, and we're going to show it tonight.
Well, let me step in here because really what I've seen here, first of all, good job, Spike. Did a great job representing the city. Couldn't add ask for much better.
Couldn't.
T-Man?
Yes.
Tommy? T-Man?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
T-Man? Okay. Well, listen.
This is the first time you guys have met.
Yeah, first time we met.
I think
first
we've
time we met.
texted once before to have him on WFAN, but this is the first time in
That's
face
true.
to face.
That's right. I
Yes.
have come on the show. I'll say this. I really want to address the nonsense that happened during the game and after the game with the fans.
Okay.
The nonsense you guys did, messing with the Wilt Chamberlain statue, putting jerseys on there, the FMB stuff, like all that stuff. Like, you really are acting as if you actually won something. What you really have done has you've awakened a beast. That's what you've done. Like, so coming down here thinking that same stuff you pulled off in Game 4 is going to work tonight is not going to work tonight. It's not going to work tonight, and I would advise you and the rest of the New Yorkers that come down here this evening, you better tread lightly. You better tread lightly or you're going to get what you're asking for. You came into the house disrespectful, put your feet up on the table, went in the refrigerator when nobody told you to.
We drank all your beer.
Used the bathroom, didn't flush the toilet, like all
Good
those
line.
type of things that you will never get invited back to the house for again. But you're back here tonight. You better act like you're a guest and treat the Wells Fargo Center as such. Like, I mean, you're not winning tonight, but I'm just saying if you happen to, you better leave out of here humbly and gracefully and take your win and get back up the turnpike. Because that nonsense that went on after Game 4 is not happening in this building tonight.
Well, we are winning tonight, and if you like that movie. Most times sequels aren't good. Wait till you see the sequel tonight. If we can find the Allen Iverson statue, because it's the size of my cell phone, that tells you all you need to know about the city of Philadelphia. One of the greatest players in the history of the NBA. The statue is about 6 inches. So if we could find that statue of Allen Iverson, we are going to do whatever we want to it because we own this city.
You know
we
how to
showed it in
know-
Game 4. We're going to show it tonight, Spike.
You know how to know when there's been Knicks fans there? The smell of Axe body spray is embedded in the walls. You guys are disgusting. Truly disgusting.
We always roll dude heavy. We're goons. We're New York City. We're real ones. We keep it a buck.
God, this is gross. Please shut the mic
Wait
up.
till Mets Phillies, Jack. We'll be back here if you'll have us.
Yeah. Get over 500 first. We'll get there.
Yeah. But yeah, by the way, Lugauer's a Met fan too.
I am.
Well, so just so we know, so now Sean Morash, who is also on your show, is also a Nick hater, by the way.
Yes, he is.
He's a Nick hater?
He's a Brooklyn Net fan. He's one of the 10 fans.
Yeah, Evan and Sean are Brooklyn Net fans. Just to let everyone know, you guys are going to the game tonight, and we'll take a picture and put it to you online. But also, you guys will be at Chickies and Pete's at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yes, we will.
So make sure that you got a table. Thanks to the folks at Chickies and Pete's for putting us at a table for our friends here. Now, I made sure that it was for I asked if they would put you and Tiki in the bathroom because you guys are cheering for the Knicks, whereas Evan and Sean aren't, but they didn't. So anyone, if they'd like to say hi to Tommy and Sean and Evan and Tiki, there will be a dinner at Chickies before.
Oh, I'd love to meet all the good folks, all the hyenas, all the heathens down here in Philadelphia because you got to understand something. I come from a real city. I lived in Manhattan for 5 years. At 4 a.m., you could buy a slice of pizza or a Cadillac. If you go for a beer at 1 a.m. on Saturday morning in Philadelphia, you won't get one. I saw a tumbleweed go by when I walked up to the studio here. It's a fake city. There's no people. You want to be New York City. You'll never be. You biters, you posers. You will never be New York, even though you want to be. Deep down in your souls, you're so desperate. So, yeah, I look forward to meeting everybody at Pete's and Chickies or Chickies and Pete's, whatever it's called.
Wanted to be a New Yorker so bad, I decided to leave to come back here, just so I wouldn't have to look at the two guys that lived out in front of our building all day. You want to talk about a dirtball city? Come on. All right, Lugauer, get out of here.
All right.
All right. We'll
Thanks
talk.
for everything you did in my career, Spike.
Yeah. That is Tommy Lugauer of the Evan and Tiki Show.
That was intense.
Disgusting Knick fan, but I love Tommy. I do truly love Tommy.
Wow.
You can hear Tommy on the Evan and Tiki Show.